Welcome to my channel. Today, we're exploring Stellar Defiance, a sci-fi journey where humanity stands strong and defies the odds across the galaxy. Dive into epic starship battles, powerful tech, and the resilience that makes us unstoppable in a universe full of challenges. If you're ready for a thrill-packed adventure in deep space, hit subscribe, and let's get started. Human civilization, throughout history, has been defined not just by the accomplishments of individuals, but by the power of collective effort, particularly when it comes to cooperation, coordination, and strategy in complex environments. Among the most important areas where this sense of teamwork has had a profound impact is within military structures, where organized groups of individuals work together to achieve a common objective, often under extreme conditions. The role of teamwork in military endeavors can be traced back to the earliest forms of human conflict, where warriors had to work together in close coordination to defeat enemies, defend territories, or protect their communities. Over time, as societies grew more complex, so did the nature of warfare, leading to the development of increasingly sophisticated systems of military organization, all of which were rooted in the fundamental human desire to work together toward a common goal. This drive for collaboration and coordination in battle is one of the most significant factors that shaped military structures across various civilizations. From the early days of tribal warfare, where small groups of warriors would fight side by side to protect their communities, to the rise of large-scale armies in ancient and medieval periods, the necessity of teamwork within the military has been a constant. The coordination of soldiers, the strategic positioning of forces, and the ability to work together under pressure are critical components of military success. The concept of teamwork became an essential element of military tactics, strategy, and training, and its importance only grew as warfare became more advanced and technologically sophisticated. In the early stages of human civilization, when tribes or small kingdoms engaged in battle, the emphasis was primarily on individual bravery and skill. A single warrior's ability to perform feats of strength, agility, and combat prowess could be the difference between victory and defeat. However, as societies developed and armies grew larger, the limitations of individual prowess became apparent. It was no longer enough for soldiers to rely solely on their personal abilities. They had to work together to execute complex maneuvers, respond to changing battlefield conditions, and maintain discipline under fire. This shift marked the beginning of a more organized approach to warfare, one in which teamwork became central to military success. The importance of teamwork in military reform is perhaps most clearly seen in the development of ancient armies. In civilizations such as Egypt, Mesopotamia, and China, military leaders began to understand that individual combatants were only effective if they were part of a coordinated and disciplined unit. This led to the development of military formations, such as the phalanx in ancient Greece, where soldiers stood in close ranks to present a unified front to their enemies. The success of these formations relied on the ability of each soldier to work together with others, maintaining tight coordination and discipline to ensure that the formation remained intact. This concept of teamwork on a large scale was a critical development in the evolution of military tactics and strategies. The Roman legions were another prime example of how teamwork was incorporated into military reforms across civilizations. The Roman army, one of the most effective fighting forces in history, relied heavily on its soldiers' ability to function as a cohesive unit. The legions were divided into smaller units called cohorts, which allowed for greater flexibility and coordination during battle. The Roman soldiers were trained to work together in tight formations, executing complex movements with precision. This emphasis on teamwork allowed the Roman military to maintain its dominance for centuries, as the cohesion of the legions often proved to be more effective than the strength of individual warriors. In addition to these early examples, the concept of teamwork continued to evolve through various military reforms throughout history. During the medieval period, for example, the use of cavalry and infantry in coordinated efforts became a hallmark of successful military campaigns. Knights, archers, and foot soldiers were trained to work together in battle, relying on each other's strengths to achieve victory. The rise of professional standing armies during the Renaissance further advanced the importance of teamwork, as military leaders recognized that a well-trained and coordinated force was more effective than a disorganized, chaotic one. As gunpowder and firearms revolutionized warfare in the early modern period, the nature of military teamwork became even more intricate. The advent of muskets, cannons, and other firearms required soldiers to adapt to new forms of combat, where teamwork and coordination were crucial for success. The infantry, now armed with firearms, had to work together to execute well-coordinated volleys of fire, while artillery units had to support the infantry by providing long-range firepower. This new type of warfare required soldiers to operate in close cooperation, ensuring that their movements were synchronized to maximize the effectiveness of their weapons. The importance of teamwork in military reforms was not limited to tactics and strategy alone. The development of military leadership also reflected the growing recognition of the value of teamwork. Leaders who understood the importance of cooperation and coordination were more successful in inspiring their troops and organizing effective campaigns. In contrast, military leaders who relied solely on individual prowess or ignored the importance of teamwork often found themselves at a disadvantage. Over time, military leaders were trained not just in combat but also in the art of managing and leading teams, understanding that the ability to bring together different elements of the military and direct them toward a common goal was crucial to success. As warfare continued to evolve, so did the role of teamwork in military reforms. The Industrial Revolution brought about significant changes in the nature of war, with the introduction of new technologies such as the railroad, telegraph, and machine guns. These innovations changed the dynamics of military strategy, and teamwork became even more critical as armies grew larger and more complex. The coordination of supply lines, the movement of troops, and the management of new technologies required a level of teamwork that was previously unimaginable. In the 20th century, the world witnessed two world wars that fundamentally reshaped military structures and strategies. The scale of these conflicts necessitated unprecedented levels of cooperation between soldiers, commanders, and support personnel. The concept of teamwork extended beyond the battlefield to include logistics, communications, and intelligence operations. For the first time in history, armies were required to function as vast, interconnected systems, with each part playing a crucial role in the overall success of military campaigns. Soldiers had to work together not only in combat but also in maintaining supply lines, repairing equipment, and providing medical care. The coordination required to carry out such complex operations led to further reforms in military training, leadership, and organizational structure. The development of specialized units, such as paratroopers, commandos, and mechanized infantry, also reflected the growing importance of teamwork. These units were designed to work together in highly coordinated operations, often behind enemy lines, to achieve specific objectives. The success of these specialized forces depended on the ability of each member to work seamlessly with others, relying on each other's skills and expertise to accomplish their mission. The concept of teamwork in these units was taken to a new level, as soldiers were trained not only in combat but also in the art of collaboration, communication, and mutual support. The Cold War that followed the World Wars saw further advances in military reform, with an emphasis on technology and strategic thinking. The rise of nuclear weapons, satellite communication, and advanced computing systems fundamentally changed the nature of military operations. The need for teamwork extended beyond the battlefield to encompass the entire structure of military organizations, with joint operations between different branches of the military Army, Navy, Air Force becoming standard practice. The development of multinational alliances, such as NATO, also reflected the importance of teamwork, as countries from different cultures and backgrounds worked together to achieve common security goals. In the modern era, the importance of teamwork continues to be a central element of military reforms. As warfare has become increasingly technological, with the use of drones, cyber warfare, and artificial intelligence, the need for coordinated, collaborative efforts remains paramount. Modern military operations require soldiers, technicians, intelligence officers, and logisticians to work together in an intricate dance of coordination and communication. The ability to operate as a unified team, both on the battlefield and in support roles, is one of the key factors that determines the success or failure of military campaigns. One of the most significant aspects of military teamwork in the modern era is the emphasis on multinational cooperation. In an increasingly interconnected world, military forces from different nations frequently work together in peacekeeping missions, humanitarian operations, and joint military exercises. This collaboration requires not only coordination of tactics and strategy, but also a deep understanding of cultural differences and the ability to communicate effectively across language barriers. The development of international military alliances and the pooling of resources and expertise have led to further reforms in how armies are structured and how they operate in a globalized world. The growth of technology and the rise of asymmetric warfare have also had a profound impact on military teamwork. In contemporary conflicts, where non-state actors and irregular forces often fight alongside or against conventional armies, the importance of teamwork is more pronounced than ever. Special forces, intelligence agencies, and local militias frequently collaborate in these types of conflicts, requiring even more advanced coordination and communication. The ability to share information, adapt to rapidly changing circumstances, and work together toward a common goal is what ultimately determines the success of these complex operations. In the future, as new technologies such as artificial intelligence, autonomous robots, and advanced communication systems continue to shape the battlefield, the importance of teamwork will only grow. Even as machines become more capable of performing tasks independently, the need for human soldiers to collaborate, adapt, and make decisions in real time will remain critical. The role of leadership, communication, and collaboration will continue to be central to military success, as these factors allow human forces to work in tandem with increasingly advanced technologies to accomplish missions. Ultimately, humanity's sense of teamwork has had a profound and lasting influence on military reforms across civilizations. From the earliest tribal conflicts to the modern, technology-driven wars of the present day, the ability to coordinate and collaborate has been at the heart of military success. This drive for cooperation has led to the creation of increasingly sophisticated systems of military organization, training, and leadership, each designed to foster teamwork and enhance the effectiveness of armed forces. As the world continues to evolve, and as the nature of warfare becomes more complex, the importance of teamwork will remain a defining feature of military strategy, ensuring that soldiers, commanders, and nations work together to achieve shared goals.